When your argument is collapsing, yell louder. When your logic fails, insult harder. Welcome to the House Oversight Committee, where decorum dies and Marjorie Taylor Greene sets the building on fire.
There's a point of order.
We have a point of order. Mr. Lynch, state your point.
Mr. Chairman, I would just like to ask the parliamentarian if your conduct here in raising money in connection with this hearing is referable to the Ethics Committee within this hearing. Is a motion in order to refer your conduct and your abuse of
It's not a point of order.
Mr. I do have a point of order, and I would like to move to take down Ms. Greene's words. That is absolutely unacceptable. How dare you attack the physical appearance of another person?
Are your feelings hurt?
Her words down.
Aww.
Oh, girl, baby girl.
Oh, really?
Don't even play.
Baby girl? I don't think
we are going to move, and we're going to take your words down.
I second that motion.
So who will have to pay? Okay. All right. We're suspending.
Absolutely. No, we're taking her words down. No way is that being allowed. Retract. Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
She agrees to that. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be over.
Not today. Yeah. Not today.
I got to find some place where I can work.
Here's what we're not going to do. You can't.
Sit down. Sit down.
That's fine, but she has to do a public and she has to actually apologize. And if it's not a real apology, here's what we're not going to do. We're not going to do a smarmy apology. She has to actually apologize. And that needs to be up to Ms. Crockett as well. Sure. It needs to be sincere.
This is crazy.
Oh, let's do it. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Because her ego's bruised.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's all it is.
She's not used to
She
people
doesn't wanna
talking
say-
back to
She
her.
doesn't want to say sorry to nobody for nothing. She's going to learn.
I'll ask. Yeah. No. No. Yeah. Yeah. I know.
Who's leaving?
The committee will reconvene. Miss Greene has 4 minutes and 21 seconds. There's a motion. Miss Greene, do you wish to strike your words?
I have 4 minutes and 21 seconds to speak.
I think we have to do the motion first, and then unless there's another motion, then you'll be recognized again. But I believe there's another motion coming. So, you agree to strike your words?
Yeah. I'll
Okay.
agree.
Miss Greene agrees to strike her words.
I believe she
Chair
must apologize.
recognizes
No,
Mr.
she
Perry.
must apologize.
Okay, hold on. Then after Mr. Perry's going to be recognized, then Miss Greene
I'm not
has 4 minutes and
apologizing.
21
Well,
seconds.
then
Okay,
you're
reserve
not
the right to
striking your
object.
words.
I am
Mr.
not
Perry.
apologizing.
Now let's go. Come on, guys.
Why don't you debate me?
Mr. Chairman, the
it's
minority.
pretty
No,
self-evident.
You're not.
Yeah, you're not.
out of order.
You don't have enough
You're out of order.
intelligence.
Chair recognizes Mr. Perry.
Okay, move to strike
I'd like to
I
strike
move to
those
strike the
words
lady's
as well.
words.
I would like to strike
Move to strike
those
the lady's
as well.
words again.
That's 2 requests to strike. That's 2 requests to strike.
Oh, they cannot take the
There's
words.
another motion to strike her words again. Please
All right.
get
Okay.
your members under
Here's the
control.
correct parliamentary. Miss Greene, do you agree to unanimous consent to strike your words?
I repeat again for the second time. Yes, I'll
All
strike
right.
my words,
That-
but I'm not
all right.
apologizing.
Without objection. Without
Not
objection.
apologizing.
Chair
Reserving the right to
recognize-
object.
No.
Chairman, I
Chair
reserve the right to
recognizes
object.
Mr.
I
Perry.
reserve the right to
Mr.
object.
Chairman, I move that Mr. Goldman's words and Ms. Ocasio-Cortez's words be stricken.
Okay.
Which words? And you have to do it contemporaneously. Object. The objection must be contemporaneous, and they haven't spoken in 10 minutes.
Nobody's spoken in 10 minutes.
Well, that's right. Therefore, defeating your proposal.
You all have. So that's my motion, Mr. Chairman.
We weren't able to.
But I object. It doesn't refer to anything that's on the floor. Ms. Ocasio-Cortez objected immediately and instantaneously, as you're supposed to do under the rules and precedents of the House of Representatives.
So the first time he could
Mr.
move
Chairman, point of parliamentary inquiry.
All right. We're going to suspend for a minute, but we'll talk to the parliamentary.
I object to your objection.
Mr. Chairman, on this vote, the ayes are 21, the nays are 19, with 1 voting present.
All right. Motion table. Now the chair recognizes Ms. Greene for 4 minutes and 21 seconds.
Mr. Chair, point of order.
Who's
It's me.
Ms. Crockett?
I'm just curious, just to better understand your ruling. If someone on this committee then starts talking about somebody's bleach blonde, bad built butch body, that would not be engaging in personalities, correct?
A what now?
Chairman, I make a motion to strike those words.
I don't think that's
Hold
a
on.
I'm
parliament.
trying to find clarification on what qualifies.
Chairman, motion to strike
I
those
had no idea
words.
what you just said.
We're not gonna do this. Look, you guys earlier literally just
You just voted to do
Y'all did
it.
it first, so you don't want to talk about
voted to do it.
Order.
I'm trying to get clarification.
Look at calm down.
No, because this
I
is
would
what
like
y'all
to get
do.
through proceedings.
So I'm trying to
Hey,
get
Ms.
clarification.
Crockett, you're not
Y'all wanna
recognized.
play
Ms.
games.
I can't hear
Crockett.
you with your
And
yelling.
You don't want
calm
me to
down.
Be,
Can
no,
you please calm
don't
down?
tell me to calm down.
Calm down.
Because y'all
Please
talk
calm
noise,
down.
and then you
You're
can't
out of
take
control.
Because if
Look, Chairman,
I
can
come
we
and
send
talk
outside to
shit
take a
about
break
her,
for 5
y'all
minutes?
gonna have a
Mr.
problem.
Chairman, Mr.
Order.
Chairman.
All right,
Sorry.
chair.
I don't know why
Okay.
you're
Order.
acting
Chair
like
now
that.
recognizes
Not cute.
Ms. Greene for 4 minutes and 21 seconds. 4 minutes. Let Ms. Greene talk, and then I'll recognize.
But
someone
I
on
move
this
to
side.
strike her words for a second time based on her second set of personal remarks attacking another member.
Who?
Chairman Comer.
Because you all cannot
I have an
seem
amendment at
to
the desk,
apply
and this
the
sideshow
rules of the
needs to
committee.
stop.
We have to do this every time.
Hey,
Listen,
I'm
listen,
recognized.
listen.
I'm recognized.
Order.
I'm going to
Listen,
go ahead and start talking.
Look, I know. Look, I don't know if you've noticed it. I have 2 hearing aids. I'm very deaf. I'm not understanding. Everybody's yelling. I'm doing the best I can. Can we not recognize Ms. Greene and let
We
her get?
cannot because of the rules of the committee, Mr. Chair. That is what I'm trying to communicate in the present moment.
We have a okay, what's the motion?
The motion is to strike the gentlelady's words for the second set of remarks, not the first, the second.
She
that
has
apply
no
to me.
idea. She has no idea. I think, Mr. Chairman, I'm the only one recognized right now.
We objected at the time.
Will the member state the word she wishes
Yes.
struck?
She told me, or she asserted that I was not intelligent. These are the specific words. We can have it read by the clerk.
It was made immediately.
And it was made immediately. I am not moving now.
I don't think it was timely.
I am not moving
It was made immediately, both by the gentlelady and by me.
Mr. Chair, it was made immediately.
It was made immediately,
and you said
both by
that
the
you would
gentlelady and by
return
me.
to us.
Guys,
She said, you don't have the intelligence to talk to me, is what she said.
the chair recognizes Ms. Greene for 4 minutes and 21 seconds.
Mr. Chair, what is happening with the ruling?
I object to the ruling now.
We must object.
I mean, if you want to take it up.
Just move on.
Yeah.
Move on.
We should just adjourn.
Yeah.
Because
I was.
hearsay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought Jerry Springer Hey, I'm just glad that these chairs are too big to throw. This is not oversight, it's chairs. Mr. Chairman, a point of order. Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, on a point of order.
There's a motion on the table.
Yep.
Yeah, that will do right away.
Yeah. To a time certain tomorrow. To a time certain tomorrow. That way, we'll take this up again.
Take precedence over an
Motion to recess, wouldn't it? To day to day? Would take precedence over
Alex, how do you feel about my moving to adjourn?
Okay.
No, I'm gonna rule to strike the word. Okay. We got it. All right. Okay. All right. Back in order. The committee will come back to order. The chair rules to strike the words that Ms. Greene said, where she said that Ms. Ocasio-Cortez was not.
That she lacked the intelligence to speak to her when, in fact,
Ms.
Ocasio-Cortez is a brilliant member.
Anything on me.
No, we should be on the record with what was happening.
Okay, we struck the words that she said, you're not intelligent. Are we good on that?
No.
The words have been struck.
No, it was,
no.
It was to take the words down.
Yeah, we're
Mr.
good.
Chairman.
Goldman, you're out of order. Listen.
Mr. Chairman, her motion was to take her words down, not to strike the words.
It was to strike the words. That's what Ms. Ocasio-Cortez asked.
Okay. Which is to take them down.
There's no such
Which
thing.
is to take them down.
Which is to take them down.
Which is to take them down. They've been taken down.
All right, then that means that Ms. Greene has to leave the committee.
Mr. Goldman, you're out of order. Now, I want everyone to let's comply with decorum. The chair recognizes
Mr. Chairman.
Ms. Greene for, no,
Wait,
no.
her words
no,
were taken
no.
down.
No, her
Yeah,
words were
the
taken
chair-
down. That means she cannot speak.
The chair
If
recognizes.
her words are stricken, she cannot speak in this hearing. Talk to your parliamentarian. She has to get out.
Without a motion under unanimous consent, the gentlelady is not permitted to speak for
Chairman.
the rest of this session. And we're happy to revive our motion to adjourn, Mr. Chairman. I think these 17-hour days might not work for us.
Something about working, huh?
Yeah, maybe showing up for a vote.
You have a lot to say, being that you're on retainer for the judge's daughter. Sorry, trust fund kid.
Mr. Chairman.
We should strike those words too.
I hope you brought your popcorn.
Mr. Chair,
Strike
we have to
those
strike
after
those
we
as well.
strike the
Mr.
fact that they
Chairman.
called they were making comments about Marjorie's body. So we can do
Mr.
this all night
Chairman.
long, but I have a motion.
Mr. Chairman,
at
this
the
is out of
desk I'd like to
control.
get.
We should adjourn, Mr. Chairman.
Motion at the desk.
Mr. Chairman,
I think my body's pretty good at I'm going to be 50
point of order.
this month. I am. I turned 50.
Mr. Chairman.
Pretty good.
Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman,
Thank you. I appreciate that.
we have some members in the room who are drinking inside the hearing room who are not members of this hearing.
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman, we have members who are not on this committee sitting in the hearing
We have
room
members
drinking.
talking who haven't been recognized. Mr. Chairman, point of inquiry. Mr. Chairman, point
Democrats are against.
of Mr.
drinking.
Chairman, point of inquiry.
Yeah.
Mr. Chairman,
Water.
We're going to
There you go.
suspend. We're going to suspend for 5 minutes while our staffs work the parliamentary questions out. So this committee has
Mr.
suspended
Chairman.
for 5 minutes. It'd be a good time for everyone to go out and take
Can we
a break.
apologize to the
Get some
American
fresh
people
air.
back home
5
first?
minutes.
That would be really
Committee
great.
will
if they
reconvene in
heard
5
how
minutes.
sorry we are that we're not.
What unfolded here wasn't governance. It was a glorified cage match on C-SPAN. Marjorie Taylor Greene hurled petty insults about her colleagues' intelligence and appearances like she was auditioning for a Real Housewives reunion. Members motioned to strike her words not once, but 3 times as the session devolved into chaos. AOC was called unintelligent. Crockett threw back bad-built butch body. Someone referenced turning 50 with pride. There were accusations of drinking, freeloading, and even a random trust fund kid dig. And somewhere in the rubble, a congressional hearing was allegedly taking place. The GOP isn't just dismantling norms, they're proudly lighting the rule book on fire and live streaming the bonfire. The only thing more broken than the decorum was the logic. At this point, the hearing might as well have been sponsored by Red Bull and WWE, because legislation sure as hell wasn't on the agenda. And just when you thought the theatrics were over, Greene grabbed the mic again, not to legislate, but to rewrite the January 6th narrative, whine about being criticized, and declare war on accountability. Buckle up, because this wasn't testimony, it was a tantrum.
For 4 minutes and 21 seconds.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We're here tonight to hold Merrick Garland in contempt of Congress, and there has been complaint and complaint after complaint from the other side of the aisle. Now, I'd like to remind everyone that the American taxpayers were forced to pay millions and millions of dollars for the January 6th committee last Congress, who was convened during prime time, evening hours, and they hired an ABC News executive, James Goldston, to produce these committee hearings. Actually had the American taxpayers pay for this. And Democrats are complaining about our committee hearing this evening. I'd also like to remind everyone that during the 117th Congress, we would vote until 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, many, many times, late at night. And that was when Democrats controlled the House. But the worst thing about the January 6th committee is that the Speaker broke her own rules. When she produced this committee, created the committee, the minority leader appointed members of Congress to this committee, and they were denied being able to participate on the January 6th committee. This committee operated against the rules of Congress. It was procedurally defective. And today, right now, Peter Navarro is sitting in jail because he was held in contempt of Congress. And also, Steve Bannon has been held in contempt of Congress and could go to jail soon. Those are the consequences of when the Democrats controlled the House. They broke the rules. And the consequences are people have gone to jail, and they may soon go to jail. And tonight we're here to hold Merrick Garland in contempt of Congress. And this committee needs to be able to proceed forward to do that. I'd also like to remind the committee and anyone watching this that every single time we hold a committee hearing and oversight committee, the Democrats attack President Trump repeatedly. Doesn't matter what the issue is, doesn't matter what the topic is, they can't produce facts. They can't produce anything to make their arguments. They make it about personal character attacks on the former president of the United States and our Republican presidential candidate. Every single time they attack President Trump. They think the way to win an argument is to attack President Trump. You talk about character attacks, it goes on and on. Also, members of this committee attack me repeatedly, over and over and over again, constantly. But they're offended when I say something back. And I think this needs to be called out, Mr. Chairman, because the hypocrisy is screaming and the American people watch it every single day. And I will not apologize for my words, and I will not change them. And I will not tolerate being treated this way constantly on this committee and in other committees. And I think that we need, if we're going to hold hearings like this and hold Merrick Garland in contempt of Congress, I think we should move forward and go ahead and do that. But the actual behavior that happens across the aisle in this committee of constant attacks on President Trump are unbelievable. And attacks on President Trump, the weaponized government against President Trump. I want you to know something. He may be sitting in a New York courtroom with a sham trial with a political judge whose daughter works for Democrats. But I'll tell you right now, President Trump is up 10 points in Georgia because the American people see this for exactly what it is. They know what it is. And it's completely wrong. And the fact that our American people's hard-earned tax dollars were spent on the January 6th committee with no accountability is wrong too. I think Democrats should be held accountable for that and the wrongs that they've committed, and the fact that Peter Navarro is in jail right now and Steve Bannon may have to go to jail soon. And Mr. Chairman, I would ask that we can go ahead and move forward as soon as possible to hold Merrick Garland in contempt of Congress. Thank you.
Marjorie Taylor Greene's second act was a greatest hits album of grievance politics. She turned a hearing on contempt into a wild diatribe against the January 6th committee, Merrick Garland, Steve Bannon, the judge in Trump's trial, the judge's daughter, and of course, Democrats. She whined about late-night votes, which she clearly stayed up for, and claimed Peter Navarro is in jail because Democrats broke the rules. No, he is in jail because he defied a lawful subpoena, something Greene seems to think should come with a Netflix deal, not consequences. And when she accuses Democrats of attacking Trump at every hearing, maybe it's because the man has more indictments than legislative ideas. Greene didn't offer policy. She offered persecution cosplay. She's not interested in justice, only vengeance. And her ending claim that Trump is up 10 points in Georgia was the cherry-picked MAGA fairy tale to justify it all. This wasn't oversight. It was an infomercial for authoritarianism. These two segments were the congressional equivalent of a live-streamed car crash. What was supposed to be a serious discussion on contempt charges against Merrick Garland became a stage for Greene's perpetual persecution complex and the GOP's collective meltdown. The first act was nothing short of a breakdown of procedure, order, and basic decency. Members shouting over each other, motions stacked on motions, insults flying across the aisle, and not a single sentence of substantive policy debate. This is what happens when you elect performance artists instead of public servants. In the second act, Greene tried to rewrite the January 6th committee as some taxpayer-funded cabal, ignoring the fact that its findings were backed by evidence, witnesses, and yes, subpoenas. Unlike Steve Bannon and Navarro, who defied those subpoenas and are now reaping what they sowed, and somehow Garland is the bad guy? Please, this isn't justice. It's political payback, masked as governance. What we witnessed wasn't dysfunction. It was deliberate destruction of congressional credibility for YouTube clicks and Fox News segments. If you're fed up with clown car politics and MAGA revisionism, subscribe to Malcolm Varon Hearing. We torch the lies, expose the chaos, and hold the loudest liars accountable. Stay informed. Stay fierce.